Hello, sixth grade. I hope you enjoyed your Easter break and enjoyed a little bit of break from math. Okay, but now we're back at it. Okay, today I'm going to go over lesson 87 with you. There's something that you may want to write in your flip chart that may be helpful to you with this lesson, and also when you see review problems about what you're learning today. And here it is. We're finding missing factors today, and here's just a little rule, a little guideline to help you. You find an unknown factor by dividing the product by the unknown factor. Okay, let me say that again. You find an unknown factor by dividing the product by the known factor. Now, some key terms here: factor and product. So if you see a problem like this is a factor, this is a product. So you may want to copy that problem into your flip chart as well and label it, okay? So to find the unknown factor, which this is our unknown factor because we don't know what n is equal to yet. So that would be your unknown factor, okay? So to find an unknown factor by dividing the product, this is your product, by the known factor. This is your known factor because you know what it is. It's 5, okay? And you say, well, how do you know the difference in factors and products? Remember, factors are two numbers you multiply together, and the answer to that kind of problem is a product, okay? So that's just a little bit of a review of things that you've already learned, okay? So make sure you take time to get that in your flip chart. I think that'll be helpful to you. Okay, so let me go ahead and do the first example here. So we're going to do what this says. We're going to take our product, 21, and we're going to divide it by our known factor, which is 5. Okay, and once we get that done, that problem completed, we'll know what our unknown factor is. Okay, so 5 goes into 21 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. You subtract, you get a 1. Okay, so our remainder is 1, and we're just going to make that into a fraction. So that would be 1 over our 5. So n is equal to 4 1/5. Okay, so for that kind of a problem, that's how you find the answer. Okay, let me do another one. Okay, now this one's going to involve decimals, but you do it the same way. 0.6m equals 0.048. Okay, again, here's our known factor, here's our unknown factor, and here's our product. So we're going to take our product, 0.048, and divide it by our known factor, 0.6. Now, this is very important that you remember when you're dividing a decimal by a decimal, your divisor, you have to get it to a whole number. So you have to make it a whole number. So to do 0.6, to make that a whole number, we have to take our decimal point one place to the right, and then that number becomes 6, which is a whole number. And since we took that decimal point one place to the right, we have to do the same in our dividend. Okay? Move it one place to the right, and then go ahead and put it up in your quotient, your answer, so that you don't forget that. Okay, now, 6 can't go into 4, so it would be 0. 0 times 6 is 0. Subtract, you're going to get a 4. Let's bring down our 8. 6 goes into 48, 8 times, because 8 times 6 is 48. Okay, so here our unknown factor, our m, is equal to 0.08. Okay, all right. Let's do one more. Okay, now this one's going to look a little different. 45 equals 4x. Now, this is the same kind of problem, only it's written backwards. So here's your product, and here's your known and your unknown factor. You say, well, how do I know? Well, wherever your variable is and your known factor, see, those two are together without any sign in between them. That means they're multiplied together. So that means those are factors, and this is your product. So we do it the same way. We take our product, 45, divide it by our known factor, which is 4. Okay. Okay, we have 1 as our remainder, so we'll go ahead and make that into a fraction. So your answer is 11 1/4. So that's what x is equal to. Okay? All right. Make sure if you did not get this in your flip chart, you may need to go back and watch the video again and get that in there. I think that'll be helpful to you. And remember to send me answers to your lesson practices to make sure that you're understanding the new concept correctly. Okay? Do your